Good morning, 1100, and welcome to a new semester. I wanted to give you guys a quick walkthrough of how our class is set up. Some of you may or may not have taken online classes before, and I wanted to give you a quick introduction. So this is our class homepage, and it breaks down the schedule of the models for you. As you can see, this week we're only going to be here for a week, but then there are other weeks where we will be in a module for several weeks. The longest one will be Module 3, Construction Documents. Before we get into the modules, I wanted to point out a couple things that might be helpful for you. So again, our homepage will break down everything that you need for the week. You can also come up here and click on modules, and it will show you all of the modules in the class as well as the content. Now these get unlocked over the semester, so some content you might not have access to yet. I'm going to hop back to the home. So every week it's pretty typical that when we start a module, you go ahead and click on it, and then after you do, it will go through and walk you through the different things that we need that week. So for example, when we go through the course introduction, this will set you up for our class expectations. So this class is entirely online, and I hate to drive this into the ground, but just please remember that Arch 1100 is meant for the AAS and not the AS degree. We wanted to bring this up several times at the beginning of the semester so that those of you who are planning on transferring to the University of Utah don't end up with an extra credit that doesn't necessarily go towards your degree. Now, I found that lots of students were undecided last semester. They just wanted to try out architecture. So again, you're more than welcome to be here, but just know that there are other classes that are designed to help you to explore the degree that would go towards an AS degree. The other thing that is required for this class is that I need you guys to have a working computer or laptop, which should be pretty obvious, but we've heard some stories in the past. And also you need to have internet access. That's because we need you guys to be able to download two programs that we'll be using this semester, Bluebeam and Adobe Acrobat. Those instructions will be provided to you later on in this module. There is not a waiting list this semester, so we don't have to worry about this next little note. In this class, even though it's online, I do have the same expectations as in person. So essentially I want you to stay active, do your homework, participate in the discussions. Just know that this course requires anywhere from about 3 hours a week worth of homework up to 9 hours a week of homework. And I have all of the assignments, discussions, and quizzes set to be due on Monday, just before midnight, a week after they have posted. So this next part is our late policy. So you may turn in late assignments and quizzes up to 1 week after they're due with just a small late penalty. There's always something that comes up in life that might get in the way of you turning in your homework on time. And instead of trying to coordinate, why you're turning it late or having me open up an assignment, by default, I just keep the assignments open an additional week. With the exception of discussions. Once discussions are done, I go ahead and close those. It's really hard to participate in a discussion after the majority of the class has moved on. And just know that this policy is open to everybody for 2 or 3 times throughout the semester, but if I see if you're regularly turning in stuff late, then I'll reach out to you and we can discuss some other options. Now the weekly announcements, this is part of your weekly announcements, is to give you a heads up on the time and information needed for the coming week. So if there's a site visit that you need, I'll let you know, or whatever homework is due. So I always think it's good practice Monday morning, just hop on here, see what's due so you can schedule your week. Please don't wait until Sunday or Sunday night to do your homework. That really gets people into trouble. We will have quizzes for each module. That sounds really dramatic. Our quizzes are really just questions that reflect on what we talked about that week. I don't have a time limit on them unless I specifically say so. There's a few quizzes that are a timed limit, but really they are just to serve as a review for that module and hit on the important notes. If you need to, you can hop down to the syllabus and that will break down what we go through week by week. And again, a lot of this stuff will open later on in the semester. So you can see that there's things coming up June and July. So you might not be able to see all of the content quite yet. When you click next on this module, this is really typical of what a week looks like. Every week I will put up an overview of what's covered that week and what to do. If there's an assignment, I highlight it and I provide a link to it. So for example, this week we're going to have our course intro, our course introduction, a practice assignment. I want you guys to download some apps, get some supplies, as well as an intro quiz that goes over all of the things that we're going over and talking about right now. As with most classes, I love to introduce myself and get to know you guys, so that'll be one of the first things that we do. And I'd like you guys to do the same. So please watch my intro video. Then also, this is your first extra credit opportunity. If you are brave enough, please also record a video of yourself so we can get to know you. I really like to create a community within our classrooms, and getting to know you beyond those little tiny avatars next to your name I think is really helpful. So after that we have just a practice assignment. Again, I don't know how many of you have taken online classes before or even interacted with Canvas. So I have several links on how to take a screenshot on a Mac, how to take a screenshot on a PC, and then also how to submit a Canvas assignment as well. So if you need these resources, please watch them, because one of your first assignments will be to submit screenshots. And then this is just a quick practice quiz. I'll even show you a preview. Again, this is just so you guys can get familiar with how many attempts I'm allowing, how long you have to do the quiz, and just how you input the answers and submit the quiz. So you can take a look at all of the information here. So I do have a 3-hour limit on this one. And again, that's just practice for you to get familiar with how to interact with the quiz. I also have some downloads and supplies that I mentioned earlier. So I have the link here to download Bluebeam, and then I also have a link on how to download Adobe Acrobat. So this is different than the reader that you guys get for free. We're going to use Acrobat Pro. So one good thing about this is that any Salt Lake Community College can get the Adobe Creative Cloud for free. So in the future, if you're planning on taking our digital graphics class where we go over Photoshop and InDesign, you can get those programs for free starting now. And then I also need you guys to purchase an architectural scale. I've included some links on where you can go purchase them, and an engineering scale. You might already have one. You might even be able to find one that's less expensive somewhere, but as long as you have an architectural and engineering scale, that's what I'm looking for. I also put that we need a large format printer. Now, because we are doing a lot of no contact, I will most likely just provide everything to you in a PDF format. If that changes, I'll let you know where you can pick those up. So this is your assignment to show me that you downloaded those programs by submitting screenshots. And again, you can see here that they are available starting May 18th. They're due the 25th, but here's that additional week that I have it open until June 1st. Rubrics are really helpful in knowing how assignments are graded and where the points come from. So please make sure you submit a screenshot of Bluebeam so you can get 10 points, and also a screenshot of Creative Cloud open and running on your machine so that we can get Adobe Acrobat as well. That's another 20 points. I'm sorry, another 10 points to make it 20. We've also got this introduction quiz. Again, let me take a quick preview of it so you can take a look. This doesn't have a time limit, so please take your time. And again, all of the information here has to do with what I just went over with you as well. Let me go back. Let's move on. So the next thing we have is transfer information. Now again, if some of you guys are undecided with whether you're an AS or an AAS degree, this should help you, as well as the lecture that we get into next week. So we want to help you see what that entails over the next couple of weeks so that if you need to make some adjustments to your schedule, you may. Again, I don't want to seem unwelcoming, but I just want to make sure that you're in the right place. So with that, that is our course overview. There's just a couple other things that I wanted to point out. If you need to get a hold of me, the best way to do it is to click on Contact Me, and I have spelled out, the best way to reach me is the Canvas inbox, and you can do that two ways. You can click on Inbox and send me a message, or you can also click on Help, and here there's lots of helpful forms, including Ask Your Instructor a Question. So you can come find our class on this list here and it'll send me a message pretty much the exact same way that you can do it through your inbox. This is also a great way to get help because if you need any help with Canvas or your e-portfolios and other classes, everything is right here. Also, in this class, I do have WebEx availability, so if you need clarification on something that can't be done through a message, I'm more than happy to contact you guys via WebEx, so that opportunity is there for you as well. Again, welcome to this semester. Thanks for hanging out with me for about 15 minutes while I went over anything. If you have any questions on anything I may have missed, please let me know and I'd be happy to help you. Have a great week, guys.